This is truly mind-blowing. Ripple has finally won the court case against SEC, but this is just the tip of iceberg. The leading experts in cryptosphere continue to fight, insisting that the SEC should return $500 billion to XRP Ripple holders. Sounds crazy, right? But this story won't end so easily. The joke is over. Experts believe all these events could push the price of XRP over 100 ETH. Pretty cool, right? So let's dive in. This is the most important video about XRP ever. Without further ado, let's get straight to the point. Disclaimer: XRP community is celebrating a monumental victory, as the long-running legal battle between Ripple and the SEC finally comes to an end. Tweets from key figures in the crypto space like Coinpedia XRP holders, finally celebrating their win against the SEC, and Good Morning Crypto's SEC versus Ripple is over highlight the relief and optimism among investors. But even as the dust settles, some believe the fight isn't truly over, especially when it comes to compensation for the damage inflicted on XRP holders over the past 4 years. SEC's lawsuit against Ripple, filed in December 2020, triggered one of the most dramatic sell-offs in crypto history. XRP Ripple coin, which had been trading above 60 cents, plummeted to just 17 within days, as major exchanges like Coinbase and Kraken delisted the token. The legal UNC certainty caused investors to pull out, significantly hindering XRP's ability to compete with other top-tier cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Had the lawsuit never happened, some argue that XRP could have followed the trajectory of Bitcoin and Ethereum, both of which soared to new all-time highs during the 2021 bull run. Instead, XRP struggled to reclaim the $1 mark, while the broader market experienced a historic rally. As the XRP guy tweeted, "When the SEC announces cases dropped, expect a huge update in XRP now that the case is over. Will XRP finally reach the heights that many believe it was destined for?" Val Hill, Capital's founder Jimmy Valley, has taken up the fight for XRP holders, demanding a staggering $500 billion in restitution from the SEC. He argues that agency's baseless lawsuit suppressed XRP's growth, costing investors billions in potential gains. His claim isn't just theoretical. Valley has a assembled team of industry experts and legal minds to push for justice through what he calls the Crypto Justice Coalition. In a tweet last month, Valley and his advisors laid out their vision. If XRP had been allowed to thrive without regulatory interference, its price could have reached between $8 and $10. That estimate, based on past market cycles and XRP's role in cross-B payments, would place its market cap at around $500 billion, more than 3 times its current valuation of a approximately $140 billion crypto influencer. Crypto Eerie has also brought attention to Valley's bold initiative, stating that more details on the $500 billion payback effort will emerge in the coming days. Meanwhile, attorney John Dion, who has been a vocal advocate for XRP holders, is reportedly considering a class action lawsuit against the SEC to seek damages. Valley has made it clear that his movement will not initially seek justice through federal courts, which he believes are compromised. Instead, he and his Crypto Justice Coalition plan to pursue other legal avenues to recover the funds lost by XRP investors. However, the possibility of a class action lawsuit led by John Dion remains on the table. The XRP community now finds itself at a pivotal moment. The legal battle with the SEC may be over, but fight for accountability and compensation is just beginning. One thing is certain: XRP holders aren't backing down. This isn't just about money. It's setting a precedent for fair and transparent regulation in the crypto industry. But what if I told you that the $10 price target is just the beginning? In fact, XRP isn't just set for a rally. It's on the verge of a financial revolution that could reshape the entire crypto market. The SEC lawsuit may be over, but what comes next will shock even the most die-hard XRP believers. Crypto experts are making bold predictions, and the numbers they're throwing around will blow your mind. So XRP has always been a battleground for believers and skeptics, but with recent price movements and bold predictions from analysts, the conversation is reaching new heights while some call for a modest rise. Others are setting their sights on jaw-dropping numbers. Take XRP Captain, for example. His latest post declares that $100 isn't just a dream. It's a realistic target. XRP can explode any second now, tweeted Random Crypto, echoing the growing sentiment that something big is brewing. But as with any explosive claim in crypto, the question remains, when even among bullish analysts, there's a divide. Egg Crypto, known for his in-depth charting, believes XRP will hit double digits in this cycle, setting a short-term target of $13 using his Just Do It chart. He explains how XRP has formed a classic cup and handle pattern, a structure that has historically led to significant price breakouts. Meanwhile, a buy signal flashing, calling $10 inevitable. Then there are those who believe XRP is on the verge of a complete decoupling from Bitcoin. Soon, XRP will move independently of Bitcoin, tweeted XRP Dragon, adding fuel to the argument that utility-driven assets will eventually break free from Bitcoin's influence. This is where the real intrigue lies. Unlike speculative meme coins, XRP has deep-rooted utility in cross-B payments, institutional partnerships, and increasing adoption in global finance. XRP Avengers took this even further, asking, "Raise your hand if you believe in $100 per XRP." It is possible, but the most audacious claim comes from Dark Defender, who argues that XRP's price could surge to 333. Yes, you read that right. If it follows the same growth trajectory as 2017, his reasoning market capitalization is an illusion. While critics dismiss the idea, saying that XRP at 280 would give it a $1.6 trillion market cap, Dark Defender fires back, asserting that market cap doesn't determine price action in the volatile world of crypto. So will XRP really explode past $100 or even $300? The numbers seem impossible at first glance, but history shows that XRP has been counted out before, only to shock everyone with sudden massive moves, with the SEC case behind it, and more institutional players eyeing its utility. XRP's future is far from written, but this picture wouldn't be complete without discussing XRP Ripple's partnerships. Without them, XRP's growth is impossible, and Ripple knows it. In fact, behind the scenes, Ripple has been securing key alliances that could catapult XRP's adoption to a whole new level. These partnerships aren't just talk. They're real-world use cases that could drive massive institutional demand. So let's break down the latest developments, because this is another bullish signal that simply cannot be ignored. So SBI Holdings, one of Ripple's longtime partners, has consistently reinforced its support for the project. Yoshitaka, the chairman and CEO of SBI, recently doubled down on his confidence in Ripple's future. At the event, Kao reflected on the company's decade-long investment in Ripple and acknowledged the difficulties caused by its legal challenges. However, he emphasized that these hurdles are behind them now, and Ripple is on a solid path to growth. Ripple is now on a strong path toward expansion, Kao said, underscoring his belief in the company's resilience and its technology's future. SBI has been a key player in Ripple's growth, holding a 9% stake in the company since 2012. This partnership has been critical in driving Ripple's presence in Asia, particularly with the creation of SBI Ripple Asia in 2016. Through this venture, Ripple has established a strong foothold in the remittance market by leveraging XRP for fast and low-cost cross-B payments. The collaboration between SBI and Ripple goes beyond just remittances. The two companies are now looking at more innovative avenues, including the potential launch of NFTs on the XRP ledger at Expo 2025. This could open up a new realm of possibilities for XRP, providing utility in a rapidly growing market. Kao's unwavering support highlights the broader commitment to blockchain technology, which he describes as the most revolutionary innovation of the century. This aligns with the evolving landscape of financial systems where decentralization is no longer a distant dream, but a fast approaching reality. Ripple, with its established use case and growing global partnership, stands at the forefront of this shift. Monix, a respected voice in the crypto community, recently tweeted, "They know what's coming." XRP. This sentiment reflects a widespread belief that XRP's moment is approaching, with institutional backing from players like SBI. Ripple is positioned to benefit from global adoption, especially as more financial institutions and governments explore blockchain technology to enhance efficiency and lower costs. The global adoption of XRP could significantly impact its price as more financial systems integrate XRP into their cross-border payment infrastructure. Demand for the token is likely to surge. The ability of XRP to facilitate faster, cheaper transactions compared to traditional financial systems gives it a clear edge in the competitive world of digital finance. Moreover, Ripple's pivot toward Web3 technologies and blockchain-powered services aligns perfectly with the industry's broader movement, with more than 100 financial institutions already using Ripplet. The potential for XRP to become a foundational asset in the digital economy is growing. This could lead to increased liquidity, driving the token's value upward. As demand for its use in real-world applications grows, the regulatory landscape also plays a crucial role in XRP's future. With the SEC's recent decision not to appeal its victory in the legal battle with Ripple, there is a sense of clarity emerging around the regulatory treatment of XRP. This ruling, combined with international support and technological advancements, suggests that Ripple's legal troubles are behind them and XRP is poised for mainstream adoption. So XRP is not just a cryptocurrency, it's a technological force that could redefine how financial systems operate globally. With its strong institutional backing, innovative technology, and growing real-world utility, the future of XRP looks incredibly bright. As more global institutions and consumers embrace decentralized financial systems, the value of XRP may see an upward trajectory, potentially making it one of the most significant digital assets in the coming years. And of course, we can't ignore the big players in game whales. Recently, there have been some unusual movements that could shake things up in ways we didn't expect. They're making waves behind the scenes, and while it might look chaotic, could be just what XRP needs to surge. Intrigued? Let's dive into what's really happening. So lately, the number of XRP holders with million-dollar portfolios has dropped, and it's clear that some interesting shifts are taking place beneath the surface. Since February 2025, XRP has felt the strain of a broader market downturn, which led to a nearly 30% drop in value. However, there's been a slight rebound of almost 7% in March. But despite this modest recovery, the market remains volatile, which is affecting the positions of many investors. The XRP Rich List, which tracks the largest holders of the coin, shows some interesting patterns. While the number of millionaire addresses has dipped, there's a critical detail: many of the larger wallets have been adding to their stacks. In fact, wallets holding between 1 million and 10 XRP have increased their holdings by 200 million tokens since mid-February. Investors holding between 10 million and 100 million XRP have added another 290 million tokens during the same period. This shows that whales, those holding large amounts of XRP, are making calculated moves to position themselves for future growth. When whales start accumulating, it often points to a bigger play at hand. They might see the current price drop as an opportunity to load up before a potential surge. After all, whales have a significant influence on the market when they make a move, especially one. As strategic buying during a downturn, it can signal that they expect the price to rise again. And in this case, the whales are not just holding, but expanding their positions, which could contribute to a potential price pump in the future. Their purchasing power is substantial, and once they're ready to trigger the next price rally, their moves could push XRP to new heights. Now, it's worth noting that there are still quite a few whales with massive XRP holdings. 5 addresses control over $1 billion XRP tokens, and these wallets are likely tied to Ripple itself or large cryptocurrency exchanges. The influence of such whales is undeniable, and their actions could very well affect the liquidity and price dynamics of XRP if they decide to either sell off portions of their holdings or execute large trades. It could create significant price swings. The fact that XRP's rich list is evolving suggests that market participants, particularly those with substantial holdings, have been weighing their options carefully. While some smaller investors have been priced out of the millionaire category, others are viewing this period as a prime opportunity to accumulate more. This could suggest confidence in XRP's future, as these whales likely foresee growth ahead while the market remains unpredictable. The behavior of these large holders cannot be overlooked. They have the power to influence market in ways that others simply cannot. If the broader market stabilizes and XRP continues to rebound, these whales might find themselves in a prime position to generate significant returns. Investors watching closely may notice that these whale movements often precede big price changes, and with such a substantial portion of XRP's supply controlled by these whales, their actions could provide the spark for the next surge in XRP's price. And the only question remaining is, what are your thoughts on that? You bullish on XRP Ripple token? What are your predictions? Let me know in the comment section, would be curious to know. And with that, we come to the end of this video. Thank you for watching. If enjoyed the content and found it valuable, make sure to hit that like button, leave a comment with your thoughts or questions, and most importantly, don't forget to subscribe.